Beep, 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 beep. Welcome back to the Court of the Edijester. Once again, here we go. Now, Women's Rights Network. Yes, game on, as they say. This is the Women's Rights Network of Derbyshire and Staffordshire, who have done some extraordinary work here that we could do far worse than explore, which is what we're going to do this morning. Before we do, if you can buy me a coffee to keep me going, that'd be great. Usual Substack Warrior Teacher Program. We're supposed to be starting at the end of April. This is going to be the last intake until October. So I'm taking a break. So last intake from October till October. So if you want to join us, please do. It's April. Next intake will be October after that. Other than that, let's dig straight in, because this is the Women's Rights Network, Derbyshire and Stafford at WRN Derbyshire. Spencer Academies Trust. Spencer Academies Trust is one of these sort of, I don't know, like a collection of schools. The Academy Trust, which is what it is, a collection of schools. And in this case, there's 26. And they have over 18,000 pupils. And it says here that the people of the WRN, the women of the WRN, the members did a quick review of their schools in our area. So what they've done is they've said to their team, look, each one you take that school, you take that school. This is great work here, great work being done. They looked at their equality policies and objectives, the PHSE, which is the health and social, whatever it may be, curriculum policies, and external providers they use. So really taking a deep dive to try to understand exactly what the school is doing. These schools under these cannabis trusts are doing. And yes, it's what you expect it to be, and quite possibly worse. So in Derbyshire, we have 14 Spencer Academy Trust schools. There are 3 secondary schools, which are Johnport, Darbymoor, and Hennergate, and 1 special primary school, which is St Giles Hilton. All others are primary schools. So out of that entire 14, it looks like about 10 of them are primary schools. And here we can see the Spencer Cannabis Trust there, the logo at the top there, and obviously the welcome, the kind of stuff you'd expect to see on their website. And then they begin. And so you go here to number 2, the second of their tweets, and you can see, today we revealed our new collection of books for the library. Representation matters. Oh, God, does it? No, it really doesn't. Representation matters. So we have started the change with our first section of books with diverse characters, authors, and more. Representational history. And I can see there at least one load of nonsense. Bodies, boundaries, and consent. I mean, really, is this what we've got? And then you've got you can see the edge of the pride flag there. And that's from October the 11th, 2021. That's when they made that change. And then we go further down again. And then the primary schools in Derbyshire, Ashwood, Brackensdale, Castlewood, Chellaston Fields, Cloverlaws. And again, today, Ashwood Spencer, year 2, today is International Day Against Homophobia, Biphobia, and Transphobia, or as it's known, yes, really, Ida Hobbit. I'm sorry, it's just all nonsense, it's rubbish. And we've got here the Tango, And Tango Makes 3, which is about, gay people. But you've also got Alan Turing, the story of there, Sylvia and Marcia Start a Revolution, which is a lie about Marsha P. Johnson. So they mix in the truth and decent stuff to explain to kids about what it means to have, 2 parents that are the same, with trans rubbish and queer rubbish, which is what you'd expect them to do. And same again. Then we go down to some more primary schools there, Highfields, Littleover. And it says here from October the 24th, 2023, we enjoyed our first ever afternoon tea with Mrs. Trail today. For being the stars of the week this half term. And in the background of the picture, you can see there they've got pronouns. You, me, him, her, they, them. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. Look at the size of these kids. These are nippers, aren't they? Nippers. It's just outrageous. And then they had 3 schools that listed the protected characteristics of the Equality Act 2010 incorrectly. Cloverlays says gender and gender identity and reassignment. Darbymoor says sex, including transgender and gender reassignment. And Hennergate refers to the Race Equality Act. The Race Equality Act hasn't existed for years, with no list at all. Ashfields and Highfields... it's just surreal. Ashfields and Highfields teach about gender reassignment from year 1. Year one. That's really small creatures, isn't it? Castlewood refers to gender reassignment in its curriculum as people who have changed sex. Cloverleys refers to people who have changed sex in their PHSE curriculum. And Wyndham teaches gender identity in years 5 and 6. What's that, 4-year-olds? I don't know. Absolutely insane. As you can see, you can see it there, you see. You can click on this stuff and have a look when you go and have a look at the links yourself. It says people have changed sex. And their external providers, here's the list of the external providers, which is the important bit from our perspective in terms of understanding what lunacy they're allowing. You've got Jigsaw, Scarf, PSHE Matters, Yasmin and Tom, Cambridge PSE, the Linking Network, and lo and behold, bloody Stonewall. 5 primary schools are signed up to Jigsaw and the external PHSE provider, which has received much criticism for teaching gender identity. Jigsaw promotes the idea of a trans child. Ashwood, Cheliston Fields, Highfields, Hilton, and the Mees all seem to be involved with Jigsaw PHSE, and again, they're an explainer for you to understand what's going on with some information from Transgender Trend, and actually from the Jigsaw website. They've also found references to LGBTQ+, LGBTQ, hands and knees and bumps and daisy people, which go beyond the LGB and gender questioning of keeping children safe in education of 2024 and beyond LGBT of keeping children safe in education in 2023. Jigsaw parent leaflets use LGBTQ. So again, you've got Jigsaw here. The mindful approach, including in valuing all children. What does Jigsaw teach about LGBTQ issues? Well, there are no LGBTQ issues. There are only TQ plus issues. It's just that the LGBTQ is a cult. That's all I can call it now. Get your kids away from it as fast as you can. For example, recommendations for Spencer Academy's trusts. Ensure your school's up-to-date policy reflect the law. Ensure protected characters are referred to in your curriculums correctly. Synonyms are avoided and protected characteristics are not combined. Recommendations for Spencer Academy trusts. At SA trusts, ensure your staff do not tell children they can feel like the opposite sex. Ensure all mentions of people changing gender is removed. It is fictional. Schools should teach facts. So this is the recommendations that are being given by the Women's Rights Network to these people. And I honest to God suggest that they listen very carefully to what the Women's Rights Network have to say, because it's just outrageous that they're still doing this. It's insane when we know what's going on. But big up the Women's Rights Network. What great work, folks. And that's what we like to see, some great work. So go and have a look. Links in the doobers as usual. I'll catch up with you later. Yeah, let's do some work. Bye-bye.